What's up, guys, and thank you for tuning in today. I say guys because according to YouTube, 100% of my viewers are male. So if there is even one female viewer, I would love to see you comment down below. And I know there's women out there who care about fantasy surfing. In fact, I have a woman in my own personal fantasy league, and she is just dying to beat me one of these weeks. We'll see if we can hold her off. But anyways, it is with a great mood I come to you tonight. I think Sunset was an outstanding event, and the year has started off so much better than last year already. All we really want are good waves to run in, and that was good enough. I'd like to super thank everyone for tuning in and subscribing and liking these videos. I started this just very recently, and I only did it because I'm sort of obsessed with fantasy surfing. And as I mentioned before, the WSL doesn't have much in the way of stats, so I wanted to start compiling my own. And I've been doing that and sharing it with you, and people have been interested, so that is really cool for me. I'm super stoked, so thank you. I did want to also say that, besides subscribing, it's a good idea to hit that notification bell because I will always update my picks on there after the elimination round. Sometimes it's a quick turnaround, like at this last event for the ladies. You had approximately 0 seconds between the end of the elimination round to the beginning of the round of 16. So you have to have your picks set before the round of 16. Anyways, what I've been doing is posting my updated picks sometime during the elimination round, and you can find that just under a post under the community tab, but you should get a notification if you've hit the notification bell, and that will help you out there. Of course, I will have a preview coming for Super Tubos. That's not what this video is, though. I wanted to do this other feature that we'll call the Power Rankings. Maybe do a quick recap from the Sunset event, and then talk about Power Rankings, how everyone has performed before. I think the best research you can do is these previous events that I have here. I have detailed information for Super Tubos coming, men back to 2015 and the women back to 2019. I think that's the best, but there's other components as well, and we'll be looking at my power rankings pretty soon here. Anyways, let's get into the recap. Although it wasn't a total loss, I would definitely call this a down event for myself. There were some highs and some lows, and it could have been epic, but it just wasn't quite there. Starting off with Molly Picklum, obviously that was a great choice. There was no better choice for a female power surfer. Brissa, I was also very happy with. Those 35 points are nice. Gabby Bryan, obviously that's not what I wanted. Unfortunately, she and Brissa were matched up in the first round there, and I don't know about the WSL seeding. I need to look more into that. I wouldn't have picked her if I had new shoes facing off with Brissa. It's a toss-up to me, but obviously you don't want to lose one of your surfers in that first round. Lakey wasn't a bad pick in that third tier, almost 20 points. Moving down to the men, man, this one killed me. I was on the fence between Barron or Ethan Ewing. Should have been looking at Jordy Smith, man. But anyways, went with Barron. He's so good out there usually, and he lost to Federico Moraes. No one saw that coming. Might be the only heat Freddie wins all year. No disrespect to him. But Barron, you let me down here, bud. John was my power surfer. Not a bad choice. There was a couple better options, but I think that was the safe choice for Sunset, as I talked about in the video. Griffin, a decent choice. I'm sure he's beating himself up losing to Kanoa like that. We can expect a lot more points out of Griffin this year. Gabriel Medina, what is going on, people? As we'll see in the power rankings, he is dead last in points, and that is not going to last. I'm almost certain I'll be picking him in that third tier for Super Tubos, but we'll get to that when we do. Italo was a great pick. Jack was an awesome pick. That really saved me there. Kyle Abelli. You know what? I do not regret this pick at all. It didn't work out, obviously, but man, I just feel like that was a solid pick. He's so good at Sunset. He looks so good in the opening round. Maybe a little bit of bad luck. Anyways, I stand behind that pick. I think that was a good one. We just got unlucky there. Eli Hanneman, another guy who just impressed me with his swagger in that opening round. Didn't have it after that. Thankfully, we had surfers like Jack and John pulling the way, and Molly, of course. Thank you and congratulations, Molly. So let's talk about these power rankings. We'll start with the men here. I will have the link to this so you can jump in there yourself and dissect it as much as you want. I've got the pipeline. The pipeline. I have pipeline points in this first column and sunset points in the second column. It's straightforward. There's no guesswork. This is what they scored. Sunset points are weighted a little higher, but I have them sorted by total for the first two events so far. John Florence, far and away the best pick. And if you've been paying attention, I have picked him as my power surfer in both of these first two events. Jack Robinson, we had picked at both events too, is coming in number 2. His points were obviously all from the second event. Jordy has been a big surprise. I'm not sure what to do with Jordy going forward. I don't know how much value he has in that top tier. But what do you think? Is he going back to being one of the elite, or are these first couple events an anomaly? We'll see. Barron, again, man, you killed me this last event, but still solid with 81 points so far. Kanoa, very surprising. He's another guy. I sort of thought he was just slowly fading away, and now he's baiting me into picking him again. I'm not sure what tier he'll be in, but probably the top tier. I don't know. Super Tubos he's got a home there. He might do really well. We'll see. We'll get into all that. Liam O'Brien's been great this year. Callanan was great at this last event. Connor O'Leary. Italo finally has it going. I think he'll be great at Super Tubos. Leo wasn't great at this event, but overall not bad. Ian Gentile, very nice, over 50 points. Ethan Ewing's going to be getting more points than that. Very disappointing, 17.84 points at Sunset. Jake Marshall doing pretty well. Seth Moniz, better than I expected, to be honest. Griffin's going to rack up a lot more points, just 38 through the first two events. Imai Kalani, Jacob Wilcox. I see a lot of upside in Wilcox. I was already dogging Freddie earlier. I just don't see him doing much, but he's proved me wrong so far. Great job, Freddie. Miguel Pupo, right in the middle there. McGillivray, Crosby, Yago Dora. I don't know what to think about him right now. I was pretty high on Yago coming into the year, but he doesn't seem to have that magic. We'll see if he can turn it around. Sammy Pupo hasn't done much yet. Rio's going to need to improve. Cade has had a tough season so far. Callum Robson, man, I mean, 0 points is terrible, and he got jacked at Pipeline too. I see this guy racking up a lot more points, but so far those numbers have not come in. David Silva not doing much. Same with Ramsey. I expected a little more. Kelly's had a tough go. Eli Hanneman we already talked about. Cole Houshman, I imagine I will pick him for Super Tubos. That wave seems like it would suit him, and he needs to do something here, or it's going to be a very short amount of time on the championship tour. My guy Kyle, we already talked about him. And Gabriel, man, he's got more to give, that's for sure. I can only imagine what's going through his head right now. The other guys on here were just wild cards, so I won't really include them. Moving over to the women, Molly Picklum, as we've already talked about, she's been phenomenal this year. Far and away the best point getter at both events. And again, I recommended that you pick her as your power surfer for both. Betty Lou's been outstanding too. Unfortunately, she's in that top tier, so you can't pick her and Molly. We'll see what we do next event. Same thing with Katie Simmers, although she went out much earlier than she would have liked at Sunset. Absolutely charging, though. Man, it just blows my mind seeing these girls that weigh like 100 pounds take off on these bombs and sometimes get flattened and just go right back out there. So lots of respect for these girls. Barissa's had a great start to the season. Caroline's waiting to break out. She's kind of been middle of the pack, but she's got more to show, I'm sure. Joanne DeFay, Isabella Nichols. Tatiana is nowhere near where she'd like to be. Same with Tyler. Man, that's a real big disappointment there. Sally's right in the middle. India Robinson, at the beginning of the year, I picked her to make the final 5. She's got a lot of work to do, so we'll see. But I think she's got a lot more to give. Gabby Bryan, she was supposed to do much better at Sunset. That's her favorite event, and she should have done it. So she's got a lot of work to make up to make that cut. Lakey Peterson, not where she'd like to be, but better than at Pipe, obviously. If you look over here, Luana Silva on the lower end. Same with Sawyer and Alyssa. Moana was a wild card at Pipe. Anyways, you can use this. You can see who did the best at Sunset, Pipeline, Total, and it's not where they placed, although I'm sure that correlates. This is just points, and you can use it as research to make those picks, seeing who's hot right now and seeing who has a lot more to give. Sorry if my voice has been sounding a little weird right now. I've been surfing after these rainstorms here in Southern California, so I probably have bubonic plague or something like that. Anyways, we'll shut this thing down. I hope you're winning all your leagues. Although I didn't win this last event, I am still up for the season in my main league, and I hope you are too. Stay tuned and let me know what's up. I want to hear from you guys. Goodbye.